Thanks for being here. Today I want to talk about just kind of that shift of like, and the realization of just who am I, and really coming back into like how I am getting to know myself. So before I get started, I just want to take a quick breath to, with you if you want, just to kind of get centered and get grounded and to get present to the here and the now. And so you can close your eyes with me. Empty all of the air out of your body. And then inhale through your nose, nice and full. Fill up all the way. Maybe it's the biggest breath you've taken today. Hold it at the top. And then open mouth exhale. Feel your body soften. We'll do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Fill up all the way. Breathe in slow. Open mouth exhale. All right, you can inhale and breathe your eyes open. All right. So, up until a few years ago, I had no idea who I was. I was so completely focused on other people that I hardly gave myself any attention. And I realized this, like I said in my other video, that I did a teacher training in Bali, and in the teacher training, we were looking at ourselves. We were looking at ourselves and we were looking at our lives on a consistent daily basis. And I really left that training kind of like, oh my God. I mean, it was really the beginning of the hardest and best journey I've been on in my life, which is coming back to who I am and learning about myself and learning about my wants, my needs, my likes, my dislikes, my what things I have interest in, how I'm creative, really coming into all these parts of me, what I want to do with my life, what kind of person I want to be with in my life, like in a partnership, what kind of friends I want to have. These kinds of things is like where all this has led to. And so going back a little bit, I was so just obsessed with other people. I was obsessed with my friends. I was obsessed with my boyfriend, and not in a healthy way, like in a way that like I was ignoring myself. I was ignoring what I needed. I was saying yes when I meant no. I was saying no when I meant yes to opportunities in my life. And I had no idea that I was doing that. I was just completely unaware. I was so obsessed with people pleasing that whatever I wanted, it was like I was really showing myself over and over and over how I wasn't worth it. And, we are worth getting to know. The fact that that we're living, that you're breathing in air right now is enough to know that you are worth being here and you are worth getting to know. And that, whatever it was that you believe created you created you for a very specific divine purpose. And you have something, like we all know this, we're unique individuals, and we truly are. And we probably have, no, we definitely have amazing gifts to share with the world. And so, anyways, I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but I had no idea who I was, and so I was like, I must get to know myself. So some of the things that I do to get to know myself is I like to, like we did at the beginning of this video, I like to stop and breathe and take a moment to get centered. And also just be in this little bit of communion with my breath. The breath is our life force. It's giving us our literal lives. So I like to have that relationship with the breath. It's for me, it's very important. It's why, I'm such a big proponent of the breath work. And like yoga's big focus is on the breath. And so, I check in with myself, and I'm asking myself, as often as I can remember, what do I need right now? What do I want right now? What do I want in my life? I'm asking these questions, and I have to sit and be still and wait for the answer. I have to slow down. My tendency is to go, go, go. Whether I'm physically doing that or whether I'm mentally doing that. Like my mind, I can overthink things. We can overthink things. But the answers are really, truly all within us, and we have everything that we need. Like those two things I'm learning more and more are so true. We have everything we need already for right now where we are in our lives. So the last thing that I would say, so despite the fact that I was looking at this relationship and looking at I was really unhappy in my relationship, and I was also really unhappy with my job and what I was doing with, like, in terms of making money. And I was like, I've got to get out of this. Like, those feelings were starting. I didn't get out immediately, but those feelings were starting to come up of like, I'm feeling really unfulfilled, really bored. I'm just like, I don't like this. And so, I was so hyper focused on those things that I wasn't really able to see that there were some really good things happening in my life. And that's something that I've really just kind of integrated, I'd say, in like the last year, of really, truly consistently finding deep, deep gratitude for the good things in my life. So I would say that that's like a good thing. So even when you start to realize like, who am I and what have I been doing with my life? Like, you didn't know what you didn't know. You have to let that go. Like, for me, I had to let that go. I still have to let that go. I didn't know what I didn't know before, and I can forgive myself for that. But now I know, and so now I know, because I have free will, I can make a different choice. I can make a different decision to change, to change my life. So those are kind of my recommendations on what to do. And then, of course, breath work is going to help us to process everything. It's going to help us to feel like part of our role as human beings. Like, this is part of what the deal is that we've come here to this earth as a human being, and we feel things, and they're not always comfortable, but they are a really good guidance system. So just breath work, gratitude, checking in with yourself. These are ways to help you get to know who you are. So checking in with yourself, asking yourself questions. questioning why you're doing something. Did someone tell you to do it, or do you want to do it? What do you really, really need right now? It may be kind of weird. Like sometimes I just like one time, this isn't necessarily weird, but it was just like something that I don't normally do, or I didn't do at the time. I was in a yoga practice and I was like, I don't really want to be doing this right now. I don't really want to be doing this. And I was like, what would I rather be doing? I went down into a child's pose. For those of you that don't know, you're like on the ground and your head is down, and you know, I like to close my eyes in that pose, and I'm like, what do I really want to do right now? And I waited for quite a few moments. Dance. I wanted to dance. Which I was like, okay, I'm going to have like a solo dance party right here. It's kind of odd and weird, but that's what I did. And I honestly felt I found myself like laughing to myself. Like I was having a good time with myself. That was like something that I wouldn't have done before. And anyways, that's just an example. So checking in with yourself, asking yourself things like this is always just an interesting practice for me, and it's one that like I'm constantly honing in on. So if you have tips or tools that you use, comment below. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel. I really am all about like creating a community here, and share yourself, say hi. I want to meet you. I'll see you next time.